Hi, I'm Duane.
And I'm Rachel.
We're from Travel by the Book TV, where we explore literary travel, and this is our first ever, our launch episode. So thank you for watching. When we thought, where should we start our launch episode, we thought Paris, we thought London, we thought New York, and then we decided on where?
Encino.
Encino, California, right in the heart of San Fernando Valley. Encino is not very well known for literary travel. It's mostly known for the 1992 hit masterpiece of a movie, Encino Man, starring Pauly Shore and Brendan Fraser. So we're in Encino. Rachel, why are we in Encino?
I don't know.
Why don't you know? Aren't you
Because
part of this?
you refuse to tell me. It's a surprise.
In order to explain why we're starting in Encino, we have to talk a little bit about the last few years of F. Scott Fitzgerald. So F. Scott Fitzgerald, having suffered a loss in fortune, largely due to a lack of popularity. In the 20s, he was the hottest writer around, but during the Depression, suddenly his writing not only seemed just not du jour, but people kind of resented his characters and his jazz age characters.
So did he write Encino Man?
He didn't, but he did in order to get out of debt and kind of just reinvent himself. He finally accepted the call to Hollywood, which, you know, so many great writers have come to Hollywood to make a little cash. And he was offered a contract at MGM for $1,000 a week. And at this time, he was about $30,000 in debt, so he took it. And at first, he lived in the fabulous Gardens of Allah, which was a famous Hollywood hotel and bungalow-like neighborhood where everyone famous had lived. The Bogart, the Marx Brothers, just Clara Bow, everybody lived there. It was kind of like a Hollywood dorm, is what it feels like to me. But he lived there for only a few months. Then he lived out in Malibu for just 3 months, and then he came to Encino. And here in Encino, he lived for almost 18 months, which was his longest tenure in Hollywood. His screenwriting career was kind of up and down. He actually was really enthusiastic about it every time he was working. But then whenever he was fired or was rewritten or was given notes by executives, he felt very discouraged and depressed and angry, and so he went up and down. He was also trying to stay on the wagon, and generally he went up and down with that as well. Here in Encino, F. Scott Fitzgerald lived on Amistoy Avenue, and we're standing on a street right now that's called Edward E. Horton Lane. And Amistoy Avenue is just across the freeway there, because the house that he lived in was actually demolished to make way for the Ventura Freeway, or Highway 101, which is, as you can hear, right over the, right behind us here. So do you want to see where he lived?
Sure.
Let's go.
Who uses this walkway?
I don't know why the walkway came in, but maybe because the people back there, because that's only one block. There's one block on Edward E. Horton.
I can't hear words you're saying.
According to my research, F. Scott Fitzgerald lived right about here. We are standing really close, within yards of where F. Scott Fitzgerald lived for about 18 months. In fact, and most importantly, it's here that he began writing his last novel, The Last Tycoon. So right here on this conveniently placed overpass, we have the start of what Fitzgerald hoped would be his greatest novel. And all these people, every day, these are literary travelers. You know how many people, Rachel? You know,
Many, Duane.
how many people pass this freeway every day?
I have no idea.
They say about 300,000 people.
Okay, that's a lot of literary travelers.
Yes, it is. Do you think they know that they're driving right through F. Scott Fitzgerald?
I'm so glad that you're here to tell us.
Yes. Should we let them know?
Sure.
Hand me this. Good.
Oh no, what are you doing?
Because I have a good way to tell them. I figured for our launch video, we might as well do a little publicity.
F. Scott Fitzgerald lived right here. How far up are you going?
That's good.
Hey, if we cause an accident, my zip ties are not working very well, Duane.
Yay! People are honking at us, Rachel. Yay!
I guess I'm doing this the wrong way. This show should be called How to Install a Freeway Sign.
So LA does have an ordinance against hanging signs on the freeway.
Oh man,
And
we are so gonna get arrested.
We're not going to get arrested. Yay! Yay! I love that people are honking.
I'd just like to say that you think zip ties are easy to stick on, but they aren't.
They're certainly easier than a lot of other options.
I have a college degree and I'm still having trouble with this.
Okay, success. We have accomplished vandalism for the greater good.
And here's
that.
the sign.
What? F. Scott Fitzgerald, but right here?
All right. We're walking down the bottom here. So we're just coming off the
Very loud.
very loud overpass. It's a lot quieter here. This road right here is Amstoy Avenue. Now my question for you is, because you've traveled in London,
Yes.
if we were in London, how would we know that an author like F. Scott Fitzgerald had lived in a home?
There would be a plaque.
Yeah, tell me about those plaques.
They are historical plaques that are put up by the city, I'm assuming, that give dates, names, information.
What color are they?
They're blue.
That's right. So London has these famous blue plaques. For me, that's one of the things that inspired me to want to make this show, is we get so excited about seeing a blue plaque. Charles Dickens lived here. Whoever else, Lord Byron lived here, right? Whomever it might have been in England. And I thought, wow, too bad America doesn't have something like that. And I thought, this show, once we get going, I'd love to support things like that, because we see a lot of homes where somebody lived, but there's no information about it, and some sort of plaque like that would be nice. And I thought today would be a good time to start. So, I have right here.
Okay. Oh.
F. Scott Fitzgerald, author of The Great Gatsby, lived near this site from 1938 to 1940. Travel by the Book TV. So now the thing is, we got to put it up right there. Don't you think this would be the best spot for it?
Yes.
Okay. Thus, the liquid nails. All right, so now...
Why couldn't you just use super glue?
I don't know. Okay. All right.
Once again, college degree comes to the rescue. This is where we teach you literary information as well as home improvement skills. That's good, that's enough.
Okay. Not sure I want to put that back in my bag.
No, we're not gonna save the liquid
We're not going to bring it
nails.
with us on the airplane?
We'll take the cock.
All right. Now, in order to get this high, as high as you can, because...
What if we just do this?
All right.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna lift you on my
you
legs.
You can't.
Sure I can.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
Probably.
Oh, on your head?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Let me take off my hat here.
You're gonna hurt your back. Oh. Ooh.
Ah.
Okay.
Make sure it's straight.
Okay, is that straight?
Hey crew, is that straight?
Looking good.
Okay.
Whew. All right.
Huh?
Now do a little.
Our first contribution to the city, the great city of Los Angeles.
And Encino.
Hey, wait, get me by the pole so I can
Oh, look,
step
that
off.
feather. That's kind of cool.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So that looks really nice.
It does. It looks good.
And anyone who's traveled to London who might walk around this way might see it. But here's the deal. It's November 2nd, 2022. I'm pretty sure it won't be long before some vandal comes and vandalizes our vandalism, or even worse, the city of Encino pulls it down. So if you've seen this and you live in LA, do me a favor, come here. We're at the end of Amestoy Avenue and just off Albers Street. I don't know what this street is called, but right along the Ventura. And let us know if this is still up. Put it in the comments. Eventually, it'd be nice to actually be involved in getting some of these placed legally. But for now, it's a nice little bit of public art, street art. Okay, so Fitzgerald lived here for about 18 months, and then he moved to West Hollywood. That's where we're going to go next, and we'll talk about what made him move when we get there. So let's go. Okay, we're in West Hollywood at 1403 North Laurel. We've got this fourplex behind us, this beautiful old Hollywood complex, and it was to here from Encino that Scott Fitzgerald moved in 1940. In order to understand why he moved here, we have to talk about something that happened just as he moved here. Like within the first month or so of moving out to LA, Fitzgerald met Sheila Graham. Sheila Graham was a gossip columnist, and a lot of people have made a thing about, oh, he came out to Hollywood and started having an affair with a gossip columnist. And while that does sound kind of like probably the worst thing you want to do when you're a married man, it's a little more complicated than that, because Zelda Fitzgerald, Scott's wife, was now really in the throes of schizophrenia and up and down on the East Coast, and she was his perfect soulmate, but she was really, really sick, and he went out there regularly. For every year that he was in Hollywood, he would take time to go out and visit her, and it never really, it always just made him really depressed and made him start drinking again. And Sheila Graham, he met her, and she was this younger woman in her late 20s, dazzling, from this wealthy British background, trained when she went to finishing school in Paris, all these lovely things.
Finishing school.
And yet he learned, as he started like questioning her, and he learned that her entire life was a lie. She was actually from a poor family raised by a single mom in London, in the ghettos of London, and had completely made up this false identity to be this bon vivant, amazing woman in LA. Instead of that being a bad thing, though, he felt like they were kindred spirits because they were both kind of storytellers and sad characters, and they really fell in love and had a really interesting relationship that I think too many people make sort of a scandal out of. But eventually he left Encino because he was getting sicker and sicker, and he moved here, and Sheila Graham lived just on the other block. And so they spent nights back and forth in each other's places. Okay, so this is 1403, and there's multiple units. I personally don't know which one Fitzgerald lived in. Meow. There's a kitty looking at me through the window. Watch, kitty. Ready to claw my eyes out. So F. Scott Fitzgerald apartment in Hollywood was right in the corner here, somewhere. I don't know which apartment exactly. There's multiple units in 1403, which is where he lived. But this is beautiful. This is a beautiful, quiet place, even in West Hollywood now, which is kind of loud. Lots of cars going by. The Laugh Factory and Trader Joe's are just on the corner here. But it would be a perfect place for a blue plaque right outside here. So from here, where did he go, Rach?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you. From here, he died. But we'll look at that place, and we'll look at where he died.
We're going to go there next?
We're going to go there next.
Where?
Because where he died was in Sheila Graham's living room. So one of the main reasons that F. Scott Fitzgerald left Encino to move to Hollywood was to be near Sheila Graham. At this time, his health, in 1940, his health was failing. He was struggling with a lot of things, alcoholism, but also the effects of alcoholism. And he moved to the apartment on Laurel Avenue, which was just one block away from these apartments, which are the apartments where Sheila Graham lived. And they had good times and they had bad times. His bad times were mostly associated with when he wasn't drinking, or when he was drinking, sorry. His bad times were mostly associated with when he was drinking. He would get frustrated, he would start drinking, he would lose his writing jobs at Hollywood, and he would be abusive, and Sheila would leave him. Then they would get back together. He'd stop drinking, he'd get writing jobs again, which always excited him and made him feel good. But mostly he was working on The Last Tycoon.
It's so nice to be involved with an artist. That's all I'd like to say.
Unfortunately, he suffered a series of heart attacks, and on December 21st, he finally stood up from his working. He was working in a sort of bed, writing, and he stood up, had a heart attack, and died within moments. That was December 21st, 1940, and he was still in his early 40s, a very young man. And so that was right in here. So just behind me, through these bushes, is 1443 North Hayworth Avenue, where F. Scott Fitzgerald died. It's just somebody's apartment. I'm not sure if they know that they live in the apartment where F. Scott Fitzgerald died. There's nothing out here that would indicate that anyone knows that. But I have thought of a way to maybe commemorate him.
How is that, Duane?
One moment. So.
I thought that was food.
No, it's not food. So we have a really nice teenage neighbor, Lacey Pulley, who several years ago painted little rocks that she put on, oops, that's the wrong one, that she put in our yard, like around our flowers, that said, "Have a nice day," or something sweet. And I commissioned her to do some paintings. So we have here one that says F. Scott Fitzgerald, 1896 to 1940. And I suggest we put this right here. Tender as the night.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. I just asked her to paint little rocks that say the names of the books, but she went all out. Check these out. Look at this one. The Great Gatsby. The Beautiful and the Damned. Yeah, big shout out to Lacey Poley for making these really cool rocks. And
This side of paradise.
And because I thought when people see these, they're going to want to know what this is all about, I asked her, after I saw these, to make one for us.
Nice.
Travel by the Book TV.
So we are ending our F. Scott Fitzgerald tour here at 1443 North Hayworth, right across from the DGA building. Just like to say thank you for watching. Big shout out to Lacey. You did a great job on the rocks. They're amazing. Love them.
So come by here, check out, see if our rocks were here. They probably are going to be taken in about half an hour because they're so awesome. See if our blue plaque is still up down in Encino, and the banner, which hopefully will last a day or two. Let us know if they are in the comments, or post pictures on Instagram.
And spread the word.
Hashtag Travel by the Book TV. Thanks. Keep reading.
Keep watching.
And keep... No, you said it wrong. Keep reading, keep traveling.
Oh, yeah.
And keep watching.
Okay.
Let's do it again. Keep reading.
Keep traveling.
Together.
Keep watching. And subscribe.
And subscribe.